West, y'all.
Okay, welcome everybody to another special edition of Empty Out the Clip, the EOTC. I'm here with my brothers, Lady and Avi. Man, what's up, brothers?
What's up, Boos?
Are we, how are we feeling today? Are we feeling sad? Are we feeling excited? Are we feeling, how we doing today?
Feeling hungover, eh? It's more sleep deprived, eh? Sleep deprived, like, just too excited to go sleep before the game, like, just the nerves. It's like I was actually playing. It's the same sort of nerves, eh? But just they're proud, like, fuck, man. Like, in a couple of hours. Because I was just sleep at about 1:30. And then I set my alarm for, like, 4:30. I beat the alarm, bro. I was up at, like, 4:45. Like, that's how excited I was. Yeah. And then as soon as my feet hit the ground, I was like, let's go, like, really loud. Hey, you watching the game? You gonna watch the game? You gonna watch the game? And, like, I beat Kita's alarm. Fuck, she's like, oh, what was the game? I'm like, fuck, get the TV. Trying to Bluetooth my speaker, like, pair it. Yeah. Look at the time. Took me, like, 30 minutes to pair my speaker. And then sure enough, man, I just had to listen to their bullshit on their commentary, eh? Like, fuck, turn that shit down. But you, what do you think of that game? How you feeling after that, watching that?
No, I'm proud. Still proud, you know. I think there was a fact that it was 34 years that a Pacific Island team or something has been in a final or something. I saw it on Instagram, like second tier nation or whatever. Yeah, excited. Still see a lot of flags out there, a lot of beeping the horns, you know. I didn't go to sleep. Hey, I stayed up I tried to go to sleep, but I was, worried that I might go into a deep sleep.
Yeah. Were you like too excited? Is that what kept you up, or you just wanted to stay up till the game started?
No, I wanted to stay up because we were planning to go either if Zeal wasn't on to go out to because there was ones out in Otara and Mangere. Yeah, but when I saw, it's funny when I turned because we went down like the main strip of Henderson and then we turned left and then when we turned around Pack and Save, and I was like, got a good park, but didn't plan it. Sit on the hard floor on the hard concrete there, mate, for the whole game.
That's commitment, bro. That's commitment, mate.
Yeah, boys, we're talking about the Toa Samoa and Kangaroos final, World Cup Rugby League final that just came on this morning, 5 a.m. And Toa Samoa came away with the loss, 30-10. But there was no loss in the hearts of every Samoan that's out there in the world. And this episode we're just going to talk about the game and the parades that happened yesterday. And just how we felt about the event and everything about the Toa Samoa and the game. So yesterday, I woke up yesterday. Told the fans, yep, the parade starts at 2. Let's try and jump in the car and let's get over there. So there was also a convoy starting from Westgate to Pars Park because that was the West Auckland. That was the West Auckland event for the parade.
Yeah.
Now that was cool because that started. I saw that first invite on Facebook a couple of days ago, and it was like a test day, like how many numbers can we get so the council can get on board to organize this event. And I remember seeing it on Friday, I think. Friday or Thursday.
Yeah. Shout out to James, man, for holding it down too, man, and like keeping the energy up.
That's right. And I clicked on it, and then I think the next day it was like over 1,000 likes or something. And then another post came through and said, well, we're going to actually have a proper parade, a proper fan zone at Pars Park. I think the first one was going to be at Trust Stadium.
Yeah.
I think they didn't get that, and then they moved it to Pars Park. So big ups to James, like Let's said, and for organising the event, and for our local board, our council, local board to coming through.
Yeah.
But yeah, so...
And shout out to the soldiers too, man, the bike crew, the Medicaid, starting that up just out on Whiskey, eh? They look cool, man, because I was watching it live. I watched it from when they started on Universal and they drove all the way up to Dombak.
Oh.
And then they pulled into the car park. But it was good seeing the numbers because everyone was going live. So I was like, man, that's going to be so cool, eh? But then I was like, man, I wish I knew how to ride a motorbike.
Yeah, hard. Did they have? Were they riding the bikes with their flags?
Yeah, it was probably like maybe 12 or 15 bikes.
Mean.
Yeah, and then anyone who had a car, pretty much just a convoy of cars, just
followed them.
Yeah, following them up to Did they go along? They went into Henderson, eh? Yeah. So I turned it off because I was trying to get ready.
Oh yeah.
So did you join the? Did you drive down with the flag at the window? Because that was the thing that you saw. Like you couldn't help but seeing, eh?
Yeah,
the amount of flags outside everyone's window. You know, and before we jumped on the mics, I was talking about the creativity.
Yeah.
The way the flags are stuck to your car.
Yeah, no, so I'm a cheap cunt. So I borrowed someone else's flag. So shout out to Dylan for letting me use his flag. he accidentally left it in my car and and I'm out and away I go. But it was so what's so buzzy is that like because I was driving around without no flag, right? You know, and even if I saw cars with flags, I still beep the horn, and some cars will beep back. But there's something about that flag, eh?
What's about the flag?
Man, bro, as soon as I put that, so I had the flag out of the passenger window, they made, tight and that. Bro, just, the flag, I was like, what do you call it? Like I was in not a gang, but I was in a squad. I was in the Samoan flag squad, man. No, everyone I beeped that they beeped back. It was like like a secret society. Yeah, I don't know. I was just Mika got me a free flag, bro. How about you? I know you got you had 5 or 6 flags on your car or something.
Yeah, yeah, man, because I remember, was it the Rugby World Cup? And I remember, driving along Swanson and pulling up at the lights, across from the church, and you go right into Great North, going to Henderson, and then left at Lincoln. So I remember pulling up there one day, and I was like, fuck, I had, a small little, car flag.
Oh, yeah.
This freaking nice 4-wheel drive, or a Range Rover pulls up next to me, tints it out, and I was on massive it was on 22s, and it just had one little presidential flag on the corner of the bonnet. And I was thinking, fuck, that's how you roll in style, eh? So I was like, fuck that. So this time around, because my truck's black and my windows are blacked out, I was like, you know what, we want to go VIP. So I did the bonnet, I did the boot, I took the license plate off and screwed it onto the back as well.
Oh, man.
I had 4 flags, and I put the presidential one up the front, and I told the kids, when the windows up and turn the aircon on, Because, man, the amount of beeps we were getting, but I just felt man, just be different,
Yeah,
and then sure enough, when we went to the parade, I was like, are we the most thick flag? Is that how, stringent these flags are? Bro, we put 2 big ones on the car. But then I was just happy that the kids were immersed in it, because, man, I'm always proud to Samoa. Fuck, I wear that shit 24/7, to work. Even people are sorry, man. People look at me at work and be like, fuck, this guy wears the same awful every second day. But I just washed and I put it on because my bro bought them in from Oz when he had Seki Apparel, and he had a direct link to Feeder. So Feeder was hooking him up, and then he was selling it here. And it was better, man, because you couldn't get it at Sterling Sports.
Yeah.
So my kids, when we all left home, I was like, make sure you wear something, because the last thing you want to do is see everyone seeing what you're wearing, So that was my point of difference when we went. And sure enough, it was just good to see, man, there's so many nice prints out there.
Yeah.
And, you saw every little different crew, I saw Salingan, those guys up there, the Runway Boys. And it was just good, man. The vibe was good. It seemed kid-friendly. Yeah. Legit, we bumped into some people, we hadn't seen them for a few years. And then their kids saw us. They went car and lost their kids, but their kids came back to us. It was it was that. So oh, just sit here, you're all right, But the kids, man, they just come home every day. We're going to get some flags. Because it was a bit, it was from the Monday week, eh? There was no flags.
Oh, man.
And then people were I think one of the boys posted, shit, there's a flag for sale. It's 2 for $20. And then it went from 2 to 20 to $50 each. What? So one guy said he bought a flag for $100.
Wow.
And these are like the standard, like 1x1.2 flags. So it's like, man. And then one of my nieces messaged my daughter and said, "Oh, hold up, there's a shop on Lincoln Road that's bringing in a container. I think their container's been split up, and so I think all those things just put in a container of flags, because I think it was the Thursday we got a text saying the flags are here, the apparel's here, the jerseys are here. So they just bought as many as they could without being greedy. But he reckons that one lady bought like 30 flags.
Yeah.
$20 each. And I was like,
Wow.
man, I hope they went to use, eh?
Yeah. Well, what are you, Kim? Did you have a flag in your car? Or?
Yeah, I'll make a shout out to one of the $2 shops in Te Atatu Peninsula. The main shops there. 2 for $7.
What?
They're selling them 2 for $7.
Oh, man.
No,
Some
that's
good
nice.
people out there.
Yeah,
Right?
That's the small ones that hook on your window.
Yeah,
at
yeah,
the back.
yeah.
2 for $7. I think the big one, the big flag, I think it was like, I can't remember what that was. I think it was $10.
I know in Henderson, you know how there's those $2 shops across from each other.
The big save, eh? And then the one on the same size as the TAB.
Yeah. So the one where the TAB was $25, but they were selling the same one for $8 and the one across the road.
Wow.
Yeah, but see, the other side, I remember someone bought like 8 flags, you know, and you can buy them like bulk. Oh man, people are just going crazy. But hey, all for a good cause.
At the same time, I saw some flags on the ground, like as well.
Yeah, I saw some flags.
Especially those window ones, because I think they can't stick properly, or you have to do them properly or something.
I think you just gotta be smart on how to hook it up.
But now what a proud week to be, just to feel like, when I was talking about the Mark Hunt and like just how I've always been a massive fan of his, and then your kids, that filters down to your kids, like just being taught, like even though the 2 of my kids are bandwagon kids, like they just joined because it's a trend. But my oldest, man, she was like, Dad, like I've been broke, man, like I haven't been cutting for a while, but man, she got her pay, she's like, I got the flags, Dad. Like, and like I finished work, like it was like 6, got home about 7 because of the traffic. And she was like, can we do the flagpole now? I was like, what the fuck? So, like, it's getting dark at that time, right? And so we made a makeshift flagpole. And in my head, I was thinking, it's because it's about 5 meters high. And I was thinking, we'll just put that on top of the garage. And she's like, what the it's going to look rude, Dad. And, like, man, she's like a critic. Like, she reminds me of my mum, man. Just that, pointing out the little thing. It's like, not right. Like, it's not straight.
Oh, yeah.
Man, it was like, the pressure was on it because it started to rain. I was like, fuck, it's raining. And she goes, what about the flag? I'm like, okay, this girl's like really committed on getting this shit done. So I ended up taking it out to my bro. So, man, shout out to Anuru, man, for coming through. He said, what are you doing? Like, making a flagpole. So I took an umbrella that was like a 4x4, but the the little arms on it, like they're like a thin steel, but these are like 1.3 meters long. So the umbrella stands like 3 meters high. So when you open it up, fuck, it's quite wide.
Longer.
I had all that steel, like, put it together. So I made the arm open all the way up and straight up in the air. It stands about 12 feet. Wow. And then I had 2 of those little arms that we drilled and extended it up. It's like 15 feet high in the air. And then it goes on top of a 1 meter stand. So my mate's got a 12-foot one, and like he's got a proper winch in that he can use the rig to bring it up and down. Yeah. But my one's just like, when you put the umbrella inside the stand. But yeah, got it looking legit though.
Yeah.
Because as soon as we drilled it, I go, bro, I think this one will be taller than yours. And he goes, nah, piss off. Nah, this 15 meters is going into another meter. And he's like, the fuck? That's huge. I'm like, yeah, bro. He amped me up. He was like, Solid, just get some more leaves. He goes, you know how you drive past the Falesars and they got the lights that go on the cross? Yeah. Do that to the flag and send me a photo. Man. So yeah, man, I went and got the extension cord, put it outside, got the lights, and had it going up with the flag. Yeah. And I turned it on last night, left it on all night. But yeah, it was good though, because it felt like as soon as I turned the lights on, because it was spitting last night, and I tried to get some video footage, but then when I put it down, I left the light on, the stars came out. So I was thinking,
clear.
Yeah, clear skies.
See, I had one flag, one big Samoan flag that I always have. And I think one of the kids, they had it in the car when they went out during the week. But that was during the time when they was all sold out. So I wanted to get those small ones to put out at the back of the car. But so when when we went yesterday to the drive up to the parade, that was the first time we had a flag. I drove with a flag, and you're right. I was like, when you think you're like part of a gang or team, I know what you think. I know that feeling, because that's how I felt when I was driving. Because every single car that drove with a flag saw the flag we had and beeped the horn. We beeped the horn, so it was a thing, and that was real cool because it was probably people have been doing that all week, But just the fact that I never had a flag all week, never experienced that feeling. But when I had the flag, we had 4 flags or 3 flags, 2 small ones and a big one hanging out the window. And man, just being part of everything. And I was so proud at that moment because I was thinking, this is the moment that Toa Samoa, a rugby league team that's made it their way all the way the first time to the grand final on the Rugby League World Cup, and the whole world is watching. The whole world of the parades and everything that's got to do with being Samoan. Just bring everybody together, man. Just brought everybody together, and I think that unity all around the world doesn't matter because we're all Samoan and we all focused on one team, and even the Rock, man, the Rock, that message, wow, that was mean. But if you're Samoan, you couldn't run away from it, It
was everywhere.
It was everywhere, and I think that was big because it brought everyone back, and being in the car, driving and beeping the horns at other cars with flags and those convoys, the traffic jams, especially around Gleneden. It was a long traffic jam, and you see just look up the road and see a long line of cars with flags, and everyone's beeping. And man, that just made me proud, man, and like proud to be Samoan, and it was awesome feeling. It was an awesome feeling.
Yeah, man, it absolutely was. Yeah, that you're absolutely right, man. Because even like, because the crews, they hold certain areas down, like for Chiefbrook and that, to be on that poster at Pass Park. Because when I've said, like, when you hear Chiefs sort of trying to speak at certain events, but that's not their area. Like Australia's just starting to do it now, acknowledge the Aboriginal people of that land. So like my first post was like, I'm gonna acknowledge the G-Brook crew, because Gleneden's this side of West, like we hold it down for Ranui. We're from Tet, but like, hey, our ties are still like embedded in Ranui. But man, just to know that these guys were putting it out there for everyone to come and enjoy it was massive, man. Like, to me, it was like, shit, you didn't realize, but you forgot how big Pass Park was, eh? Because, man, the convoy that came through the park was pretty legit too. It was like, damn, is this the hype, Because everyone's beeping at each other. Because I came through there's a Millbrook, and then around the back. So I came from the side where the Waitemata table tennis and the swimming pool from that side. And like, it was already bumper to bumper as soon as I turned in. But it was pretty cool, eh? There's the beeping. Because I wasn't driving. I got the girls to drive. I was like, surely this is sicky, man. I was trying to record. But it was funny, guys, because when we found a car park, a van was trying to come out. And this is what cracks me up, man. You know how, like, there's panic driving? Like, it's like, there's a park there. Like he's parked here under a tree. And our van had to try and come out. And my daughter had to do Austin Powers, like, car park, but because the truck's so high, she couldn't see like the barriers, and we're just about to reverse and hit like one of the pillars on the side, holding the chain, and the car valet waiting was doing this, so we're like doing sign language to each other. We're like, they're like, oh shit, okay, forward. They stop. I was like cracking up, eh? It was like 100 pinpoint 3-point turn, just trying to reverse the car. But man, the energy, man. Just people driving freeway.
Yeah, man.
Even with the cost of petrol right now, I don't think anyone's gonna match that, man. Like, that's how heavy and the energy was. It was that much hype, man. Because fuck, petrol's like what, almost $3 now, eh?
Yeah.
And the amount of cars on the road driving around showing their love, and there's no comparison, man, to anything else happened beforehand.
Even close to home, like being from West Auckland, it's people forget. There's Samoans living in West Auckland,
Yeah.
I think that it's good that we did our own one, like just to cater for everybody that lives out here, But yeah, man, it was awesome. It was awesome.
I remember during the week before I didn't have a flag, I was So every time I had passengers in my car, I'd always hey, let's play a game, hey, let's count the flags, hey, in the cars. So then, man, I think I had the best spot because I'm driving and you know, so that's what I was doing, just playing that. But it's until I got a flag, and then I think my passengers that I had yesterday were laughing because I was me Mika, man. I was just beep, 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 beep. And they're like, hey, calm down, man. He's miles away. And you're like, but I was going hard, man.
Hey, were you thinking about the other cars with no flags, like the Balangis? Did you feel sorry for them? Like, because I was thinking in my head, like, thinking, man, they're probably thinking, what the hell's going on? Or being like upset, or being, man, this is so cool. Like, the unity. And all this, like, man, I never saw this during the World Cup when the All Blacks were playing,
Bro, straight up,
that's
man.
what I was thinking.
Straight up. Like, I think this, let's go back to a bit of structure. But, man, like, the night the Black Ferns won, no bullshit. Let's not bullshit and, like, let's not be biased and be in that mentality. Like, oh, no, I didn't. Like, fuck, straight up. I watched that Black Ferns versus England final, and I should have teared, man, because I was so proud. I was so proud that clutch plays in the last minute. Like, England attacked that line like fucking, they should have scored. Like, they should have won. And then again, New Zealand were lucky to even get to the final because of that missed kick the week beforehand against France. But that win the Black Ferns had, that was the most shortest lived World Cup victory ever, because when the Toa won, like literally not even a whole 8 hours later, that's all you saw on social media.
Blue.
And like, it's sad that you didn't see All Blacks flags, even though it was in our backyard, like Eden Park. But like, bro, to be honest, like that's how much the win against Tonga meant to all the Samoans around the world. Like, look at the celebrations that was happening in Ipswich. You see the picture of the fucking truck, and then their whole road just covered with flags. Man, like in New Zealand, like in Auckland, we had that split up. Like, there was one out in Otara, then they had the Mangere, and then we had one out west, and it was like all last minute. Like, I crack up after we left the parade. We tried to get away before they had the last performances, and I just parked up at Glendine, and I just parked on the road by the doctors. There's a sushi shop in Glendine. But I just parked up by the doctors. But I don't know. But then another car parked across the road in a van with the sunroof, and they parked by the mobile. And then these girls just jumped out, was just waving the flags. It was like all Erehu all over again. It was just beep, 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 beep to these girls. And it was like almost every second car, man. It was like they were like making noise. It was just crack up, eh? Waited like 30 minutes to get our takeaways, but I was just laughing like, man, look at the energy, eh? Like, bro, we are so proud as a people, man. And it's like,
hard out.
Man, take nothing away from the Samoans, bro, because I do feel we just elevated that to the next level, eh? Especially with the gas prices, man. Like, doing convoys and then showing out to like parades in the rain. When I say in the rain, like watching the game 5 o'clock in the morning. So like, that's commitment, bro. Sat on the ground, mate.
Yeah, man.
And this guy's like 6'6", man. It's a unit, man. It's like Bob Sepp sitting on the concrete. He couldn't fold his legs for that long.
It was funny because I went with one of my friends, right? So she stayed for the half till the first half, and then she thought like, oh man, that's it, it's game over. So she went and slept in the car. I stayed in my spot. I sat next to a kid, and I think his dad, because but I went and I sat in front because I didn't want to stand at the back, So I just went and sat there. But the person I went with went and slept in the car. But I sat there, watched the whole thing. And it was mean. The vibe was mean, and it wasn't like in the cars. It was like people out there with the flags, Yeah.
How loud was it? How loud was it at the Zeal?
How loud?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was pretty loud. It was loud. Yeah, and the people. Oh, and after too, like I was saying, one of the girls went up and did a Sivas, started, hyping up the crowd with the Siva and that. And then even when the cars were leaving, people were like standing on the side, the top, after where the roundabout is, and people will exit. People on the sides there, on those little islands, and they were just beep, 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 Yeah, and I'm like, sorry, I think you just have to get a local now. Get ready for local.
This is probably the most emptiest day in all Samoan congregations today. Like, there's another recorder. First time in. But I mean, people were saying it, man. Like, if the churches are empty today, it's because it's all played early this morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, for like other ethnicities, they would never get it, eh? They would never get it. Like, one of the bros, the Koki boys, wore his wife's Samoan, but he's got their toa gears that he brought from Sa.
Yeah.
And he walked into the liquor store, and then someone said, "Oh man," like the security said, "Oh, I love you, awful man." And he's like, "Oh, we've got to support Samoa." And then someone, random said, "Oh, we'll see if they're still beeping their horns after the World Cup." Bro, doesn't matter, man. Like, they're gonna be waving those flags and beeping their horns for the next few days, but it's not a game to them,
Yeah.
It's more than that. And like, that's too right, man. Like, that's probably the post of the morning, because man, I'm still on there, buzz. Like, it still feels like the game's not even finished. Like, well, we got one more half,
Yeah.
But it was like, it's one of those moments, like, there was the David Tour, Shane Cameron, David Tour, freaking Lennox Laws, Mark Hunt, and then this is one of those games, because when will we ever see another World Cup? Like, you would question whether you'd see that in rugby, with how things are. But I mean, rugby league, just when they thought that Tonga was the first to do the upset against the Kiwis at the last Rugby League World Cup, and we've gone and done this. It's like, man.
Yeah, hard out.
Yeah, that's a good thing to talk about. Any negativity you guys see? Like you mentioned some of the comments. Like, let's see if they have their flags after the game, or
trending on Twitter. It was just one lady tweeted something like, "We don't need to organize parades, because when the Tongans show up, they just show up and show out." Man, they had a retweet probably within an hour of 100. You know how you, because you can like, was it like caption the tweet? Like, you just copy it and then you put your own thing on it. And man, she got stitched up pretty good, eh? Like, I think it got to like the 5th comment, and then someone posted a poster like saying the welcome home to the Matema Tonga when they come back from the UK. Like, that's their final like farewell. And then she put the word for today is lisiki. Like, this is the receipt. Like, when you're gonna go post something like that, make sure you got hard facts.
Yeah.
But I was like cracking up at that one, eh? But yeah, it's just most of the people hating on us, how we're parading and stuff. And you know what my reply to that stitch up was? I was like, yeah, we probably can't afford to fucking go into the stadiums, but we'll just go fuck up the roads anyway, just to make it like try and do that. You just don't do that in Mangere, because, bro, like I said, man, last week everyone coming to work that lived in Mangere was coming late. Like, I legit live in West Auckland going to work, and I'm on time, and these guys just live up the road 2 minutes. They were coming late every day. It was like, fucking people still standing on the roads, man.
Yeah.
But that's how much energy was out in South Auckland, man. But nah, it's fucking still on cloud 9, man. Like, so proud.
Have you asked any negative stuff? Did you experience?
Not that. I guess I heard something this morning. What was I saying? Someone something about. Okay, I forgot what I was going to say, but it was something that what I was going to say before was every story on my social media, friends wise, or like there's only if I just went on my story on Messenger, everything is about the game, Toa Samoa, everything. There's only a few different ones, but because they ain't Samoan, I guess. But everything, even some I had a girlmate, she recorded the parade down in Wanganui. Like, even down there, man, and I'm like, mean, or shot, just, mean, showing support or whatever, and it's just mean, like, because you think Auckland City's, the only, like, there's other places too, down, Wanganui as well.
I think the funniest one that I did see, though, like, it was I don't know if it was a stitch up or like those propeller ones, but I think it was Victor J. Sefo, like his song, 685 on the radio.
Yeah.
Very, like, that little segment is on everyone's stories. That's probably the most played song on everyone's stories. But it was funny though, because like, you know how like I knew like Lorenzo Kaisara, part of New FM and local doctors, he did the local board tag saying, "Come on, man, we just need five or six businesses just to put their hands up, and then we can push this. We'll have the Otara one You know, we have a big screen and we can do our own concert. You know, no alcohol, no drugs, and then just a community day.
Yeah.
And then they were doing it. And then within like 2 days, like I think a festival came to the party, and then some other guys, they made it happen. Then they had performances. What's funny is that I saw Wayno and Victor J. Sheffield as performers.
Oh, mean.
And I was like, Charlotte, that's gonna be lit, eh? Then you know how mega we throw up, right? They're like, so we're gonna have our own one. But what cracked me up is that Bonifacio is gonna be on it. And then I saw his tweet like, so like, oh, am I? On Twitter, like, oh, am I there? And then I replied to him, mate, not the poster, and then asked later. And he goes, but anyway, I'm gonna be there, like, you know. So I don't know if you would have got paid for it. But the way now Victor J. Sheffield crack up, but is someone must have screenshotted the Instagram of because my cousin he's part of the music setup in Brisbane, Sydney.
Yeah.
And then he goes, whoa, watch out, Wayland, fucking Mount Druitt. We got Victor J. Sheffield, these guys. When I saw that times again, fuck, this supposed to be in Otara. And then someone went handy on them, mate, like, oh, not the oofers, like, you know, trying to freaking take the money over the people. What kind of shit is that? But I was quick to jump on Twitter and say, bro, tell these guys they're not welcome back to the 09, man, because fuck, what a guy, eh? But then again, man, you know, you can only feed your family on money, not favors, eh? But it's just like, bro, that's... But the footage I saw was the Sydney concert. That was legit parade, man. They full on had like a full on stage, and it was so packed, man. Like I think the car park, the West City in Mount Druitt, that car park's pretty big. But like, man, it was like packed, man. Like full on packed, like concert packed. As compared to the patchy one that we had of Balafel sound system, that the wind was blowing the other way. Crack up, man.
I'm gonna shout out to that song, that 685 song that everyone hears now. That's been playing everyone's stories and all that, because whoever wrote and made that song, Poetic and all those dudes, Victor J. Sheffield, that's brilliant timing,
Yeah, bro.
for a song like that. Because when you think about TikTok songs, like people make songs for TikTok. I think, you know, like that oh no, it depends on what you're videoing, and you have that oh no or the that's my uso that song. But then you got 685, which is right on time for the Toa Samoa, you know.
Yeah, man.
At the tournament, so that's good. Strategically good. Good marketing there.
It's timing. Good timing. All about timing, man. Like those guys dropped the bomb like at the right time, like 'cause. I don't know how many bloody 685 songs I heard. It like almost felt like, I'm sure whoever was listening, like standing behind me was like, fuck, are you like watching the same story over and over? It's like birds on everyone's stories, man. Yeah. Like, I was like, nah, I'm not going to use that one. I'm not going to use it. Ended up using it today. Fuck, got sucked in, man.
Yeah. You know what's funny is that I've recently just found out what 685 is. You know, for a minute I was like,
you don't call Samoa, your parents call Samoa, so they'll know what it is.
Yeah, but see, I didn't know that, you know. Now I know, you know, and now I know why a lot of people, and like in celebrities in America, like I think the island rappers, and like, as I know, Poetic, he uses 685 a lot, right, in his hashtags or whatever, you know, and now I know what it is. It's
shout out to that dude, man. I don't know where my daughter was getting it from, man, but she was doing this hand gesture, and I was like, what's that shit? Homophobe, yo. I was like, hey, my B. But in my head, I was proud, eh? Like, you know, she's like, we're in a 2015 Rugby World Cup with standing behind me, and we're playing that 685, but, you know, she's doing a homophobe sign. I was like, man, that's legit, bro. But that's what I mean. It's like, that ain't from me. That's from her, like, looking at the PI guys, you know?
Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of The Rock and what that did when you saw The Rock's message there? Because when I saw The Rock's one, and then I saw Flanges talk about how, man, this is the best thing that could happen to rugby league for worldwide attention. To have someone like The Rock acknowledge rugby league.
Yeah.
You know?
Because
he had his eyes open, and his lips, he's licking his lips on that one. Eh?
Yeah. Well, it's like they got a free plug, eh? They got like the NRL and Super League. They got a free plug, man, from one of the. Like I was saying, like however many pods ago, bro, we are the hottest commodity ethnicity in the world right now, man.
Yeah,
hey,
man.
Like how many? Bro, I just crack up, man, because like but I love the energy, you know. It's like, bro, and a point where like, bro, we had this like the number one actor in the world talking us up there and like sending us, wishing us luck like that. It's like, Charlie, that's how you knew we're like, bro, we're untouchable. We're untouchable, man.
Shout out the Rock.
Shout out to Uncle. My uncle. I love how all the tour boys like, oh, shut unks. Especially Brian. But I love like even just seeing him, like is it the Samoa Sports Collectors? The Bro Albi's been posting a lot of videos that he's seen on TikTok, and one that he posted, and Brian Toa was just like saying, to everyone going to the parades, because obviously Mount Druitt's his hometown.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, just be safe out there. We thank you guys for showing up and supporting us. He goes, on behalf of myself and Steve and Ashuero. He had what's his name, Spencer Lanier next to him. Guys are like cracking up. It's like, but that's how you stitch up, eh? But you need that sense of humor and like in your team, eh? I was cracking up when I heard that one, man.
Did you guys see when they did the Siva goal?
Was it a practice one or was it a...
No, I mean, this morning for the game, one? Bro.
Yeah, bro.
I saw I saw Brian Toa's eyes.
When I saw the halfway line, I thought,
yeah. They walked right up,
rugby, they didn't allow that, because you know they set up the microphone specifically for the sound.
Yeah.
When I saw that,
man. Yeah, I saw Brian Toa's eyes up, man. It made me really proud. I'm like, man, no fear, no fear.
That was a big contrast to the women's Kiwi team rugby team that did Haka and got smashed 54-4 or something, 54-6 or something like that.
It was funny that I don't know, during the game, did you see the cameraman? Like he keep going back to the Jillaroos. He keep going back to the Jillaroos, but and then I was thinking, silly, why are you going back to the Jillaroos for?
You knew it was.
Yeah, hey man, bro, man, there's some sicky Jillaroos out there, bro. Damn. Yeah, what now for? What do you guys reckon? What now for now that the World Cup's over? What now for Toa Samoa?
Hopefully they can build, because the other problem they're going to come up against is what happens to Toa Samoa as a team in terms of Tier 1, Tier 2. Like, what's the criteria to go to Tier 1?
Would it be the amount of games they play, eh?
I don't even know. But is it about the resources they have, or is it about the how many wins they have, or how far they get up to? If they're beating the Tier 1 teams on a regular basis, like, does that qualify you as a Tier 1, or is it the money side of it? Because I'd imagine when it comes to money, they're way at the bottom. Oh
yeah, like I think, like I was saying to someone yesterday, I hadn't seen. So shout out to my sister Fale. I hadn't seen her freaking since in primary, man. Saw her out there with her kids. But shit, I was saying to her like we're watching. So they had cricket games on during the parade, right?
Yeah.
And like I was cracking up because every out of that, they motherfucker foul like walking during someone's game, man. Like you can't say. Kalau Faisal in kids like, oh please take game. Like, oh, sorry man, sorry. But go your team, whatever your team is. But like I was like saying to Fale, like, shit, if you think about like the magnitude of what we have done, like getting to the final, like there is no rugby league academy in Samoa. They didn't, like, we set up all these Toa Samoa like rep teams, supposedly rep teams. They're just who can be available that weekend. That's the sort of standard, and like sort of like that's how we engage where the talent's coming from, right? Because there's only a handful of like Sonny Bill Williams and like Roy Asotasis. There's only like, they come through a system like that and then end up pledging to Samoa. And like 90% of the times we always get the guys that are, they missed the Kiwis or they missed that, and then they come and play for the tour.
Yeah.
Like, right, this World Cup was like the first time. Like, obviously, Josh Papali'i and that was saying, like, fuck, we got the boys. Like, we're playing, like how many guys have played in semis or, top 8 footy, yet we can't. Why are we struggling to come up with a win at the World Cup? So, obviously, they've talked about it, eh? And they said, we got to make something happen. I don't think they're going to walk away from Samoa. Like, I think, if anything, Elliot Sapolo said on a tweet from 2013, like, fuck, you give me the status quo and go play for New Zealand, Australia. But if you want to change the world, go play for Samoa, Tonga, Fiji. And that's what it is, bro. That's pretty much it in a nutshell, eh? If you're going to make it, like, if you're going to grow the game, bro, Samoa just elevated. And, thanks to Uncle, like, bro, now in the States, like, they're probably going to put more, like, more money and probably investment into trying to grow the game elsewhere in the world. Because Jamaica, really?
Yeah, hard out.
Surely, but can you imagine if Usain Bolt was playing rugby? And then he goes, I want to try my hand at league. Because it looks like they're playing touch. It'd be a different game, man.
Yeah, I found that funny when Jamaica was in the World Cup because you'd never know, they had rugby league there. It must be a Kiwi or someone.
Nah, I think after Cool Runnings came out, I think Jamaica was like, oh yeah, we could play anything. Let's go pick straight up. Let's go jump in any sport.
Yeah, man. I was thinking after the Uzburna guy, like, you jump, Sanka,
But yeah, talking about the money side of things, like, when I think about who actually benefited from this World Cup, it's all the singers, man. It's all the singers sending all the flags. All that. Like, if that money went towards Toa Samoa in some way, man,
Yeah.
Is there like a copyright thing? Like, you know how, like, for example, you're saying that it's Chinese doing the flags and that. Is there a copyright where, like, some of that, because it's the Samoan flag, goes back to Samoa or something like that?
Probably not.
No.
It's probably not, man. I think in the thing is, I was like, shh, your government owes us money. They didn't even try and tap this one on the hand, man. Because, like, it's like, hey, we'll just add another 10% on what you guys owe us. So, nah, I don't think they'll ever try and do that.
I mean, that's like, if we were to call every single Samoan to put $1 in to help, everyone's buying a flag.
Yeah.
And the flag costs more than $1. Yeah. So you think about all that money, getting spent on flags, going to China.
Players.
There's any, like, free colors on the flag, right? If someone bought, like, a subliminal machine to print, and they just bought, like, 10 of them in Samoa, and they then made it a thing, like, say they patented it and said they never even try and run this. Right. That's pretty much funding,
killing, man. Yeah.
That's just make a killing, man. Like, it's like, for example, the Tokelauan flag right now. So it's like $60. It's like $60, but no one does them. But there's one place in, like, Pakistan or somewhere that prints them, but they obviously need a certain amount to run off. Or they might just be propeller, but we gotta set the machine up and all that shit. But yeah, it's a hard flag to come by.
Well, that was a good idea. Eh? What if you just started, like, printed your own flags?
See, the problem is, like, look at where all the singer shops are. There's heaps of them. So you're gonna be the only guy selling flags, and the whole of Auckland's gonna come to you. Yeah. No one's gonna do that. It's gonna be convenient. The thing is, like, there's so many singer shops around Auckland. It's convenient to just go
up the road.
Go up the road. So it's gonna be unless somehow we say we're not allowed to sell those flags. I can't see a way around it. But that is making money off something else. Yeah.
Well, I like your guys' gear too.
Oh yeah, man! Shout out to the Tongan polar bear, man. Hauji apparel, man. Hit up your boy Daryl Afiaki, man. I'll be coming in for our new summer range, surely, hey.
And that's the other thing too, all the apparel, all the gears around, especially at the Praise, you saw all the t-shirts,
some nice ones, some really nice ones. Even the one you got on, I saw one similar and had the Samoan red at the bottom. Fuck yeah, they're popped, like, especially on our night summer, like hot day. Because in my head I was thinking, fuck man, can't wear dark colors because you're just gonna sweat, but then the black's gonna hide your sweat marks. But when I saw a guy wearing the white tee and he had some, like, white Air Forces on, I was like, see, that looks legit cool,
Yeah.
And, like, man, these guys are on a high. And plus, like, they're not gonna be drinking alcohol and getting it on their awful, so they're gonna be sober as.
Yeah. No stains.
Yeah, man. But yeah, shout out to the guy who sounded the siren dude that outside at the concert yesterday, bro. That was just typical way, like, you know. Someone's we don't, you know, someone's out west, they don't fight. You know, they just sound each other out. Like this legit dude, man. He had an awful one. He had two guys behind him. One of them had a stick. Didn't even have I think he had like a little flag on it. And they were just like walking in front of this X trail during the convoy. And so like, as soon as you pull into Paz Park on the swimming pool side, he started playing like a Venga Boys song.
And it was loud.
So and then like the wind was just blowing that over the whole car park, and we were, you couldn't even hear the concert rules.
Bro.
And he started getting closer, eh? And like the convoy was moving pretty slow, eh? Like cars were going real slow trying to find car parks. When he got right behind the concert, man, I'm sure I heard the MC just like he was trying to amp everyone up to do the Lua Party, but there was no sound break because all you could hear was that guy's Carvalho, eh?
It was funny. I saw this one car a couple of days ago. They had the flags, but instead of siren, they had like this massive thing at the back, and they had their Bluetooth speaker, so you can see the car.
Of those,
driving past, but you see the lights
of
the Bluetooth speaker. You know, they're playing their sounds on the speaker, man. I'm like, bro.
A couple of family vans I saw when I left. One of them had one of these like double 12 in the horn. Put it on the car, and they had like these like elastic holding it down on the roof rack. I was like, sure,
yeah, it's creative.
Only out west, mate.
Hard out.
So let's talk about the game.
Where did you think we lost the Roos?
I think in the beginning where I can't even remember it. To be honest, I just remember that the score was 14-0 at half time. Yeah, just.
I think it didn't help that that we sort of relied. Maybe we hadn't prepared ourselves properly with the our halves, like backup halves.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we had like if you look at the squad that started and then the squad that played, there's a few guys who were like, oh shit, who's that dude? You know, but it's like, oh, what position does he play? Because we had like a lot of forwards. Like I remember the first game we played with like 4 props. And then eventually they pulled some second rows in, and it sort of changed the way the team was playing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think when Harris went off, I think that's where the game changed there. Because then now you're playing with a half short, so you can only go to the same way, you know. And whereas Milford was on the right side, and usually the pass would go left to right. But yeah, once they disappeared, once Harris went off, I was like, man, it's going to be hard. But then that's when we were scoring the points as well, you know. So
to be the Harris would have been the backup half if it wasn't for those injuries to Famanu Brown and Levy. Yeah.
But he wasn't injured though, eh? He went and was a home emergency or something like that.
Who?
Levy.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was a home emergency. Like I just remember like day after the game, and they threw him out, and they said that's when the news came out that Famanu was going to be starting. But then, yeah, man, he's just had a bad run of like head knocks from a no. But yeah, it's good that he didn't jump on a plane and go home. Like he stayed. But yeah, it's just like, yeah.
When you saw the Australian team, they were classy.
Yeah.
They were just classy. Like,
fitter.
Like Samoa had to have no mistakes at all. Be on. The game had to be on. Like play better. Actually, play better than they did against England. They had to play even better than that. And I think just the momentum Australia had just overtook anything else. Because I think it was good the first 10 minutes when we had the ball on Australia's side. But then they came back and scored that first try.
Defensive.
But then we had those bad calls like Tedesco had his foot on the line.
Yeah.
Would have been a 40-20, eh?
Yeah, apart from like the main obvious ones like the calls and not challenging or not going back to review, and the fact that the Australian referee, and like even when we had the penalty, he went for a sin bin instead of a send off. But like, if you want my honest opinion, like I was saying to my daughter, like straight up, I said, you know what you see on the screen now is like what that one shows is like fucking Queensland is dominance in rugby league. Like that's all it is.
Yeah.
Because like the Penrith boys, they played for the Toa, like their season's been long, and look at the other side, bro. The forward pack was pretty dominant, like it It was just hard seeing like the two guys that didn't even play Origin fucking scoring on the guys that did play Origin. Like that's where I thought it was like, fucking these guys didn't even play Origin this year, you know? So
Do you think that was a red card? That was a red card. I think.
yeah, bro.
So Angus died, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean that's what killed the game, man. Like even looking back at some of the Fiji Kiwis calls, even like the Australian Kiwis game, like some of those calls, man, the bunker. Like since they brought their bunker into play, this has fucking killed the game. Like let the ref decide without being the pressure or like, oh, hold up, they got to match review it. Like, you know, that's just too much pressure on the ref to make at the time. It doesn't help that he's Australian. Fuck, he's got to fly back into that country. He lives there, you know. So all this stuff is just, I don't know, build up against us to fucking make us have the, you know, disadvantage.
The other thing too, did you notice the try line area? How it was short? Yeah, bro. When I saw that, I'm like, hey, because then that should be a red flag straight away. Because the guys that been playing all year, right?
Yeah,
they ain't playing like fields like that.
Yeah.
It's always been like that in England. They try like always like that.
Oh man,
because it's not even a legit 50 yards. It's more like 48.
Bro.
And then we get to the post, it's like 4.5.
That means they have to adjust their kick. See, this is what I noticed in the beginning. Like,
because if you're used to like those guys playing in the NRL, they're used to those long try lines, eh?
Yeah.
So you gotta adjust your kicks, eh? You're not used to. If you're used to kicking the ball at the 20 line on the last tackle, then you're gonna have to like adjust it because
it's not
that strength of kick is not gonna carry over.
Yeah.
But I think there were glimpses of hope, but then it was almost like I think when what's his face, Loai chucks a long ball. It was like a miss pass, and he gets May outside, and then instead of Sao hitting a straight line or going to back like following him, like just standing a little bit deep to chuck another face ball back either to Loai. Loai cuts in front of him, where I think Loai must have wanted Sao to actually do a runner cut off him, but in the end, because like when they go off the field, fuck, you can see him saying something to him, eh? And then Sao just drops his head. It's like, fuck, like I wonder what he said to him. But like little things like that would have probably changed the game had we had scored off that run. Because then once he shut that down and Loai was trying to come across and he got tackled out, it's sort of like, oh, well, we can't do that move anymore, because they've obviously got us on the outside. Because bro, that ball was a money ball, eh? Just needed Sao just to probably follow him, back him up.
Kangaroos scored some mean tries though.
Man.
That last try, what was the last try? To this guy, they made that move.
Yeah.
Inside and outside, eh? Oh, outside and inside, back inside. And to this guy just ran that line.
But that ball, man, it's like fucking. Depending what camera you see it from, me, that ball looks like, bro. Because to throw that ball on that angle. Because you're not running straight there, you're running on an angle. So when you're trying to throw a ball back behind you, but that's like, bro, they can almost look forward pass from the first instance. But you can't roll on the forward pass.
It was good the ref brought up one of the forward passes, eh?
Oh, those are like a 2 meters in front, right? They should. But yeah, but that Queensland call, man, they played well, eh? Hunting that, fuck, it was like... Right, it just shows the difference, eh? Like, even though that team might have looked under strength with the guys that said no, but, you didn't see the Samoa boys get on. Like, they didn't really need them, eh?
Yeah.
But it almost felt like Mamalingo was trying to do like a New Zealand Rugby Union on all these boys. Start changing the eligibility rules for fucking State of Origin.
Yeah.
And then chucking the mix on like, oh, these guys need as soon as they sign an NRL contract, they need to say who they want to play for. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. You got freaking... I mean, the game's changing, Tedesco 2 World Cups ago was playing for fucking Italy.
Yeah.
And there you go,
Well deserved man of the match, I think.
Yeah, Tedesco, he was on roids, eh? He was on roids, bro. Fuck.
Because he was mad that he might lose his starting fullback job at the Roosters,
He probably got it. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a text will say, when you get back, we're going to sit down and talk. And all you're seeing is like Manu, eh? Like he probably couldn't get to a cafe to see fucking the Kiwis outside. Fucking they can't. Fuck. Then you see into a league because they stayed in the same hotel, eh? Or was it the England team or them?
The England team.
Like, they would have seen like, bro, he played well, man. He was like, fuck. But right, because people are human, man. They can't shut that noise off, especially when it's the games over there. UK guys, man, like, oh, bro, Joey's playing fucking main, bro.
See, before this game, I would have thought, man, his starting fullback spot's on the line.
Yeah, bro.
But after that game, I think, I think it's safe.
Number one, no?
I think it's safe.
But that, like, for them to transition, like, who was... Because Mitchell, because he plays at the back at the Bunnies, but see how he's gone back to centre? So it's obviously guys that can play centre transitioning to fullback. Whereas, like, Minicello was a fullback. He was just a winger fullback. But for guys to transition from the centre to fullback, like, bro, that's a massive change. But obviously, like, he's living proof that it can be done.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't be surprised if those guys get bigger money to go play at another club, Man, so let you fuck. He's the man, Like, he's only 19, mate. Fucking hell.
Is it true that players get like bonuses if they play for their countries? Like
supposedly, yeah, a winning,
winning bonus. Yeah,
a winning bonus.
So is it the same with Samoa?
Yeah, you get like a whole mamoe.
Oh man,
100 cans of Pacifico beef.
Yeah.
Who knows, bro? But to be honest, I don't think those guys would have give a fuck, to be honest. Like, those guys were there for the experience, And, like, a lot of them were even saying, like, a lot of them don't know the culture. It's foreign to them. And you can see it, like, man, I'd love to come off Licky, man, holding it down for the guys. Like, trying to do it, do it all. Even their jersey presentation, that was pretty mali, Like, guys they know, it's like, oh, bro, when you go up there and get your awful, that's your family member, You're not just going up there by yourself. That's why they're here. Bring your wife and kids. Whoever's here, come up.
Photos.
Yeah, man. Like, that's cool, Like, that's what you want to see, man. Because these are the sort of experiences, like, and I've had mates that have played international as well. Like, say they play Kiwis, then they're gonna play for Tonga. And fuck, it's a different experience, man.
Yeah.
Way different, Like, it's a different sort of setup. It's not real professional, but it's more like, fuck, that's brothers, Like, you want to come back and play for them.
Brothers for life.
Who would you guys say would give, if the man of the match went to any Samoan player, who would it be?
Man, I hate to say it, bro. But if I could choose two, I'll choose two. I'd give the overall man of the match. Fuck, I'll give it to Grubby. Loy played well. Like, he had his typical never say die attitude. Just keep going till the wheels fall off attitude. And that's what they needed, man. Because when he threw that money ball across, fuck. No one thought that was going to turn into a try, surely. But when it happened, Like,
the vision of the man,
Yeah, because that's the same thing, Like, if Milford hadn't moved to 9, like, that's his move he seems to do all the time. He did it against England, where he passed the ball to Polo and he backs up like that. It's the same move he does, bro. And he did it against Tonga. We did it against Tonga. Fuck, he scored himself. But yeah, that's just vision, Like, yeah, I'll give it to him. And I'll give the probably runner-up to Punk. And it's JP, Very captain fucking don't tell me, show me, bro. Yeah, he probably played the most minutes out of any forward in the World Cup. And this is a lot, bro. And he's played a lot of football this year.
Yeah.
Through, like, State of Origin and Finals footy. Yeah. But yeah, he's OG, bro. He's gangster, bro. Especially with his Australian accent, But to us, it's like, it's so probably bad. Yeah, I'm from Auckland. Yeah, I've been living in Sydney for a while now.
I'm a drill rapper. I'm a drill rapper. How about you, Alex? Who do you give your man of the match to in Samoa team?
I reckon maybe Crichton. Maybe because of this, the kick. Yeah, the try, the intercept. He almost got the other one, but then they scored a try.
Yeah.
I think it was the one I think it was Tedesco or someone on the wing scored.
It was their last try.
Yeah. It's good that he reads it,
Yeah.
They call him the you being Crichton if you got the ball intercepted. You being Crichton. Those commentators, man. But yeah, like I'll give it to Jerome, I think, because man, he stepped up,
Yeah, bro.
He stepped up when they needed a half to perform, man. He stepped up in that position. because those passes, the stepping, man. And you're right, man. The never say die attitude he's got.
Yeah.
Like I love that guy because man, all throughout the tournament, just his attitude.
Yeah,
His it's like he plays mind games. The things he says, just getting the opposition's head.
Yeah.
I know he's proud Samoan.
Himself.
Yeah, that's a side like the football side. Like as a football player on the field when he's playing in for Penrith, but I can't stand the dude even when he plays for New South. Like because that's the never to say like that. Fuck this guy,
Yeah.
But people you play against like that, obviously you become real close with them because you get to know the real him, and like how he's been holding himself at the press conferences as well.
Yeah.
Even when they get the little snippets of like what he has to say about the week ahead, it's like, bro, he's humble. He's humble. Like what you see the Bravago and all the other rest of it, it's just, bro, that's just trending because it's hot, And like, bro, he's a trendsetter like that too. Him and his Penrith boys,
But that kind of stuff is nothing new to the Americans.
Yeah,
if you watch American sports, that's what
because they grew up on it. They grew up watching
it.
it.
You get into your opponent's head, trash talk.
But now, Crichton, he played well, bro. Like try for try. Mitchell, too, and there's two New South Wales men going at each other. But just the age difference, possibly a bit more experience, on the trail side. But I think all we saw was just a showcase of the Australian talent,
Yeah, they were fit, man.
It's different Australian team, the one that played the Kiwis, though,
Oh, very country mile, man.
They didn't play like this against the Kiwis. They almost lost to the Kiwis.
Because if the Samoa they showed up against England, like for example, that energy, had they had played the Kiwis in the semi or played them today, who do you think would have won? Would the Samoans have beaten the Kiwis today if they played the way they did against England? With that energy, I mean, because they had a hooker at least.
Yeah, probably.
And Harris came on afterwards,
So that guy's leaving now. This is his last game.
What's he gonna do? Write a book or something?
He wants to do writing and travel.
Oh, he doesn't play league anymore.
No, he's not signed to a club.
He's not signed to another club.
His own decision.
But man, did you think he was hurt for real though? Like the first initial fall?
Yeah, it didn't look.
I sort of knew like when his hands dropped and he fell forward on his face. I knew, bro, he's
concussed.
But I was like, bro, did he have a mouth guard in there? Because I don't think he plays with a mouth guard,
Oh.
Children, if you play in contact sport, wear your mouth guard. If you want to know why, just ask Sunny Poo. Yeah, ngale. But yeah, man, you could see, one of you had like a fractured cheekbone or something. Because he got up, he looked lost.
Yeah.
And even when the camera zooms in on him, it's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was like
smiling there. He was like, Charlie, who's the final?
I don't know what his decision was to him to leave. Maybe the Warriors were so useless that he just sick of losing. But man, he's a good player though, he can take that hooker spot. And he's a good half too, in number 6. But I don't know. If he tried to play for another NRI team, maybe he'll thrive. I don't know. But it's good for someone like that to like have that decision there. Like everything's going for you. You're a good player. You're in the NRL. You're making money, and then just say, "Oh nah, my heart's not in anymore. I want to do something else."
Yeah. Was he under contract though?
Nah, it's finished.
Oh, okay. Because I remember when Sonny Bill just up and left when Sonny Bill up and left league.
Yeah, he had to.
Yeah, but he was unhappy though.
Oh, yeah.
But he was under contract still.
Yeah.
So he did James Harden. Or James Harden did Sonny Bill. But yeah, man, so 30-10. How'd you guys feel after the game? Your initial feeling.
Oh, I think when Brian Toa scored that try, and that's when, the belief. Here we go. Here's the comeback. I was thinking to my friend that went and slept in the car. yeah, this is what you're gonna miss out on, the comeback. I was like, here it comes, here it comes. And then I think they did a mistake, and then Australia scored a try, and then I'm like, oh man, you know. But then, hey, when game was over, the crowd that I was in, a lot of energy, yeah, a lot of energy. So I'm just tired of you guys, fuck, man.
Yeah, I was pretty. I was like, oh man, unlucky. Yeah. Like if we had gone to 3 games, would have changed the result, like of actual winner, or had we had a neutral ref, would have changed. Had like maybe the field been a softer pitch, like a harder sand based one. I just feel like, man, it was just a game. We're just a game away from, another 80 minutes away from causing a big upset. But I mean, the win was a win, man. Like, look what them showing up in the semis has done right around the world. Like, you can't, man. That's all stuff that, now as a dad, you don't have to like tell your kids about, because we lived it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not these stories like, oh man, back in the day. Nah, fuck that. We were doing it. We were here watching it, even though we went there. But the support from the side of the world was like with them. know. So like, I just felt like, nah, man. Wherever you watching the game, man. Like, just as long as we're watching it, like, there's heaps, man. There's so much. But that's just how we are as people are. As Samoans especially, man. Like, if we didn't complain about one thing, I don't think you're really, really Samoan. Like, to be honest, like, see, I went to the parade, and I loved it. Everything was sicky, but the thing I had to complain about was the sound system. And I was like, it wasn't loud enough.
Yeah.
But then I was saying to my mate, fuck, Samoan, if you can't complain about something, that's just in our nature. And then when we gas you up, so like, we're all behind you 100%. Right to the death. Like, that's where that 685 to the Oki comes from, me.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't matter, we're allowed to, because hey, that's the way we are. But yeah, I just felt, I'm still happy, man. Like, I can't wait to show how they work. Like, it's like, man, because when the Tongans lost and they got up here and left, man, they must have felt a certain way. But they never made the final. They never made a rugby league world final. Like,
they went home 2 weeks earlier.
Man, I felt before the game. I felt, man, I've got a feeling I think we're going to win. I was so hyped. I felt all the energy of around the world, the parades and that, all that energy, man, was so strong for me. Like I was thinking, man, nah, we got this. Upset City, man, we got this. And then as the game progressed, then Australia was scoring those tries and going ahead, and then we were on the back foot, and then Brian Toa scored that try. Yep, I was like, that was the moment I had to come back, started, and then when Australia scored again, the first thing that came into my mind was, fuck, this is what the whole world feels like when they play the All Blacks. Because the All Blacks over the years do this to people. They kill comebacks. They play to the 80 minute. They take the hope away from you. They suck it out. They suck the hope out of you. They probably don't do it. Probably last couple of years when Ian Foster's there, but that's All Blacks identity. What they do to other teams, and I felt that. When what Australia was doing, I felt that hope just getting sucked away. But man, I just wanted the boys just to like get a respectable score up there and like play to the death, and they did, man. And that's something to be proud of. So, yeah, I just that feeling of that hope just getting sucked away from me. That's what I remember.
It was funny when that was happening, and then I was thinking, should I just join my mate in the car? But I'm like, nah, I'm Toa Samoa hard. I'm gonna sit on this hard as concrete.
So I'll be honest, when we played Penrith in the final in the last 10 minutes, I was pissed off. I wouldn't sleep. I was just sleeping.
Oh.
But my girls, they stayed and watched, and like, they were cheering when we scored. But I was like, nah. But I watched the see. But I didn't feel that way because I felt like, man, no, everything was stacked against us from the start. We got all those boys that played finals footage, and I said it in a few podcasts way before. Fuck, we've had the longest season, man. Like, you look at the Australian team, how many of those guys played finals footage? Jack shit. And that's all the difference was, man. We had arrested players like the way the Kiwis had, and it shows, man, because the injuries that were happening, like even like in the Kiwi camp, like Leicester got injured, he played finals footy. It's like a lot of guys, their bodies aren't made to, they're not machines, they're human, man. They need the rest. But I just wish all those boys a good long recovery and rest. Like, they shouldn't have to go do preseason, man. Like, fuck, that's a joke if they get told to do preseason. They need to rest. They need to rest their bodies, otherwise they're gonna be running injuries the first 15 rounds of the NRL season.
Don't know if you boys looked at that last video on the Toa Samoa official Instagram page when they had the footage inside the changing room. Did you guys see that?
No.
It's when they're dancing.
They're
the Aussie boys coming.
Yeah, the Aussie boys coming. That was cool, man. Because and then I remember Stephen Crowley came and said, he said to the camera, "This is only the beginning. This is only the start."
Yeah,
and if the hope got sucked out of me during the game, the hope came back when
when
Stephen said that, man. Because, man, it's a big deal, man. What the boys have done to play for Samoa, that decision to play for a team and not get any money,
Yeah.
But man, that will inspire the future players to come on board, and that's what Stephen was talking about. And like we're the ones that started the platform, thanks to MMT, who did the first initial startup for the Pacific, and now Samoa made it all the way to the final. Because I think that just inspired everybody even more. Like do you love the game of rugby league so much that you don't care who you play for as long as you're on the big stage, playing on the big stage? Is this the reason why you pick Kiwis or Kangaroos over Samoa? Like, is that is it the money, or is it just where your heart is? Because I don't believe it's the heart. I think it's the heart, the love of the game that makes you choose to play in the big stage.
I think
after this final, I think that's gonna change.
Yeah, it's gonna change it big time, because like most kids that are born here, they want to play Kiwis, or they want to play All Blacks. These are the guys born here, though.
Yeah.
But for Australians now, like Polo was here, but then he obviously saw, like, man, he must have felt at one point in his life that, man, I can't compete with the other props going around to get a Kiwis jersey. But then look at Josh Papali'i. He's played for Australia as well. Like, those guys, and I think Josh has said it, like, if State of Origin, because it used to be seen like that, if State of Origin is the pinnacle of rugby league because of the intensity in that, well, obviously, International Rugby League has taken the back seat. But for Josh to say, I can make myself available, but if there's a tour test on at the same time, I will go and play for the tour. Because he's made that, straight up like, I would go. But I mean, that's the talent that Samoa has. They've got the talent, like playing in the NRL, that they can go play for other nations. That's how good we are. But it's just, what does Toa Samoa need to do to keep that talent? Like, is it financial aid, or is it like they just need another handful of players, like say another hooker, like a spine of a team to be drawn to commit to the tour?
But you're missing one other factor, the world reaction. The world reaction. With the parades and that.
Yeah. But that's what you want, hopefully, for them to see. You know what I mean? Because we see it here, but because they've been in camp, like, we don't know if they can see that. But then surely, like, from what's happening in Auckland and Sydney, Ipswich and that, like, fuck, that's gonna obviously create some sort of reaction. Because I feel like guys in the UK who were young, like Tim Lafay, and that, he was caught in the last minute, right? Like, he wasn't even on even a consideration, because obviously the coach is not looking that way, But then surely that's gonna inspire. It's gonna inspire someone, like, who's playing over in the UK.
I mean, if you're a Samoan and played for Kiwis and Kangaroos, like, you look at what Toa Samoa has done around the world, you gotta think.
Yeah.
You want to be inkling of.
You want to be part of it.
Yeah, you want to be part of it.
The boys,
Yeah.
Be part of the boys.
Plus, like, man, like, I understand, like, the fact that, like, you want to be getting paid. I mean, you're being considered the best for New Zealand, because New Zealand's a bigger country than Samoa itself. But I mean, when you're looking at the players you're going to be playing with, that's where I feel like you might be like, oh yeah, I just play with these guys, you know? Because oh shit, you know, because like I don't want to even drop names, but if you're like say, Papa Lee going into camp with the Kiwis, bro, that's on the back of the meanest front rows, you know? Like shuck, yeah, that's a team to want to be part of. Like you're considered to be the best of the Kiwis, man. Like that's mean. But then again, like this New South Wales guys, it's like, oh, he did play like a test with them, but it's like, oh, bro, there's a lot of talent there too.
Man, you know the parades and reaction, that energy, man. When I think of Manu Samoa, never had that same energy at all.
Nowhere near.
Like I picture these guys like Jerome Luai, Stephen Cradden walk down up here, man, they'll get mobbed.
They're rock stars.
Like you said, that was the other podcast. Rock stars.
Yeah, man. I like this generation of players. You know, they're roughly all around the same age. You know, you know, they got like a little swag and all that stuff.
I mean, if Ruben Wiki retired at the age of 34, 35, and was still playing good football, but these guys were 22, 23, 24. Fuck, they got another 10 plus years, man.
Yeah.
And like, you know, the recovery, the medicine is a lot more better now than what it was back in the day.
Yeah.
But surely we got another 2 or 3 World Cups out of these guys to come here.
Yeah, the same team. Get more forwards.
It's the halves, man. Halves, and it's been like, that's probably what Tonga's downfall was, the inexperienced halves. Or like just no chemistry in the house. And like, I think, was it Andrew Johns or Jeff, what's his name? Tuvi said, like, man, this is what's going to be the difference between Tonga and Samoa, is their halves.
I just hope we can do this again, I think we will, but man, win or lose, man, like keep this energy up, I know all this came about because we beat England in the semis. We beat Tonga and beat England. But man, I feel, man, it should be every single time.
Yeah, it's hopeful. You hope it's like this, man. I just hate it that we had to do it last minute to get everyone to, like the councils and that, to get behind it.
Oh, sweet boys. You want to go to funeral review after that?
Because my challenge is finished.
Oh, right? Yeah.
So we went out to, is it Red Ruby?
Where's that?
That's out in Mangere. There's a cafe out there, so our captain, she shouted us breakfast, whatever. But so this week I'm going to just cheat, okay? But I did have a mince and cheese pie from the Palomino. Mince and cheese, bro, solid, man. That was the first pie I had in like 6 weeks. Oh
man, I feel like mince and cheese right now.
Oh man,
because I went Palomino yesterday, and like there was no stick and cheese because it was still in the oven. 7 minutes wait, but I said, nah. What else have we got? What's that? Steak, cheese, and mushroom.
Oh wow.
And that was okay. That was good, man. That's the same as steak and cheese, but except it's got mushroom. If you like mushroom, there's no, this is the extra.
I think I did the pie head to head, with was it the Target Bakery? Did I say it was Target? And Territory South? I don't know. Did I share it? I shared it on the
chat.
On the chat. I don't think I posted it though,
No,
I didn't post it on the MC of the club. But yeah, one of the boys is here from Alice Springs, man. Straight away, he's like, "Sorry, you want to feed?" I go, "Yeah, man, what's up?" And he goes, "Oh, sorry, bakery." I go, "Oh yeah, so what bakery?" Then he goes, "Yeah, what bakery is to go?" Okay, sorry, what pie do you want? Tell me what pie you want, and I'll take you there. So we were just in Alderman Drive, and he goes, "Oh no, I'm easy. Just tell me whatever." And I go, "Oh shit, while we're down at the roundabout, might as well go left up Edmonton Road to the Countdown Target Bakery."
Oh, that good.
Next door to KFC. So I walked in. He goes,
That's a good bakery.
Yeah, he goes, "What pies are these?" I go, "Sorry, they're too legit. Is they're bacon and egg, but they're potato top pies, man. This would be the only other bakery that can go head to head with the one in Glen Eden." Then he goes, "Oh yo, So as soon as we walked in there, I said, "Man,
Hey.
what the potato sauce McDonald's?" And I go, "She told you," and he goes, "Oh, but what should we get?" So I said, "Let's get the bacon and egg pie." And tell him, man, you know those people that have those faces when they take a bite. You know how Palangi people eat and they express all their emotions through their face and shit?
Yeah.
So this guy, like, I couldn't look at him because I had to face the supermarket. And this guy was like, "Sorry, that's fluffy." Yeah, but they bacon and egg pie is a 4.5 out of 5, man. They're legit, eh? They're legit. If I'm hungover on a light bacon and egg pie, I'll go there. But if I'm hungry, like, and I feel like I'm missing cheese, I'll go there. They pies for Teratu's area, fuck yeah. 5 out of 5.
You know what pie I like at that place? The chicken pie.
Oh yeah?
At Target. Because that... Only 2 places I buy chicken pies. That place and the one in Kelston. Those row of shops on the main road.
Okay.
They got nice chicken pie there.
But is it a jelly sort of
That's
pie?
a creamy
Okay.
creamy chicken pie.
Man.
It's nice, man.
I gotta do a head to head of that pie from Target. So that's the chicken pie, the Kelston one, and then the chicken and cheese at the west side, Teratu Road.
Chicken and cheese.
Yeah, like that's a 5. That is a 5, man. That's got everything, like, man. Got the cheese, the pastry, legit pie. But yeah, anyone that listens to the name, plugs in, man, like, please, hey, I really Mrs. Rocky, don't ever give up build-ups on a pie, like, in a lunch pie, ever like that again. Because I was just, man, I was broke here. You got broke for driving out there. But yeah, man, let us know what pie you want, man. We'll tell you what pies to get. That's Barber's word.
Sweet. Okay. Before we get the fuck out of here, last words.
Last word. So I just want to acknowledge myself. So I came first.
Oi.
Yeah,
nice
I won
shot,
11 kg. I won 11. I lost 11 kgs.
So you're shot. Let's go.
I lost 11 kgs. Which was a surprise because there was 38 people on this challenge, and I lost the most kgs. It's the first time I've ever tried to commit to like something to do with my weight, you know, and just making small changes. Yeah,
So you're going to carry it on then?
yeah. So I'm on this other one that finishes on the 7th, but so I had a few drinks last night. And it was funny. I didn't eat either, but then we ended up going to her dad's at like 1:30 in the morning. So I was hoping I'd have a nap, but nah, they kept me up, and then I just stayed up. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to Zero, watch the game, and then after the game, went to the Palomino, had a mince and cheese, bro. Oh yeah. And damn, that tasted good, eh?
Charles?
Yep, that's my last word. Shot. Yep.
Oh, my last words, man. I just wanted to use the plug to shout out to my toko, Daniela. Finished up with us at Kiri. Man, if I can just quickly wrap up his little short time with us. So he came in as an 18-year-old, and this guy needed a job. And like fresh out of Uruhu College, bro, you know these lost kamakis that didn't, you know, they just look lost, you know. So, but he just had this energy about him, bro. I was drawn to him, so I went over to him. I said, "What are you doing here?" And his reply was, "Oh man, my mum's not well, eh? I need to pay some bills." So, bro, I do my best to help him get, sort of just be a mentor for him and like look out for him at work. He got perm, man. So I watched this guy go from getting dropped off at 5:30 every morning to eventually getting his learner's license, his first car. So he eventually got a big horn, full drive parked in the car park, you know.
Nice.
And like, I had to sit down with him and I said to him, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?" So obviously that's registered, you know, because the work we do is shift work.
Yep.
So now this guy's soaring, man. Like, you know, he's got another job lined up. He's only 22. But like, so much of his time with us, you know, just seeing this young man turn into, yeah, bro, mature.
Yeah.
You know, family. Go see his family guy. I wish you all the best, Docs. Like I said to you, man, the values that you collected, you know, while you've been working with us, like I say, man, like loyalty, respect, resilience, honor, all the rest of it, man. There's a qualities you can't measure. Some people, you can't measure their qualities like that. There's nothing you can measure them But yeah, just wishing him all the best, man. I know he listens to us, so yeah, Doggo. It's been a pleasure, man, and shout out to Nathan for the drinks, bro. The bar at the Wanderers on Friday was pretty on, eh?
Where's that bar?
So the back of Mangry Mountain. So we went there for a few. So there was supposed to be a few jugs, bro. I was like, how many guys going by like 15 jugs, man?
Damn.
And like those was like had to finish his jugs. He's like, help me. But it was good, bro. It's like a short time, but a long time, you know. It's just I said to him, because I left that there's some proverb with him before we left that e little law I ma'aulevai, like, you know, no matter how far you move from us, we still join through the water, you know, because the duck always returns to water. Yeah. And I just refer that to like the fridges, when you're FT and you need a drink, just look at the CCEP fridges and go, help yourself, Oos. And then remind them of us. But nah, he's a hard case, man. If you see him on all my stories, I roast that guy hard out, man. Like, even the MMT when they lost, you know. But he's a good sort. I love you, Ducks. That's my last words.
All right, boys, sweet. Another one in the books. Let's get it this week, guys. Thanks.
Let's go.